Hello YouTube, it's me again. I've never posted so many videos in a day, but I've just kind of been like not having a lot to do today, last 2 days actually. So I'm just kind of taking some time to maybe educate a few people and you know just kind of see what's going on in the YouTube world. This is another video in response to Completely Lovely. It appears she responded to a video that says God is the original. And just kind of go off the dome like I normally do with my videos. I have no notes and whatever. Um, anyway, a few things kind of stick out about you, Miss Completely Lovely. The first thing I want to acknowledge that you are a very intelligent person. I love your vocabulary, and any particular person that is fluent in art has to be pretty intelligent. I'm a musician, so I know the level of intellect that it requires to do any type of art. So either you're like loaded with intelligence or you like really don't have any at all. It's kind of how it works. But anyway, another thing that sticks out to me in a lot of your videos, it looks like that you have a very sour taste about the Old Testament in your mouth. And I think that it's really misunderstood. Um, it's really misunderstood. The Old Testament, yes, quite naturally and obviously and apparently, it's not as gracious as the New Testament. Excuse me one second. Okay, I'm sorry. Had to read a text or a Facebook post actually. Um, and the reason that there is, doesn't mean that God is evil or he's, this type of person. But a lot of things had to be done for the fulfillment of the scriptures. Am I getting a phone call right now? Sorry. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Um, and just got to really, 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 understand that things are done for the fulfillment of the scriptures, for model, so that we can look in the New Testament and actually see and get better understanding of God and who He actually really is through Jesus Christ. Now, you kind of said or made a contradicting statement. You said something about um, the particular gods being like um, for lack of better terms, or for lack of your terms, you said that the nicer Jesus. Well, here's a problem, because there's two things that contradict this. The Bible says that God is the same today, yesterday, and He's going to be the same tomorrow. Well, and here we have Jesus is God in the flesh. Okay, according to John 1:1. Whenever you get a Bible, which I'm not convinced you own a Bible, I'm sorry. But if you just happen to go and walk by one, pick it up and take a look at that. But Jesus and God are the same, okay? That's also John 1:1. Um, it says that, pretty much in the beginning that was the Word. And the Word was God and the Word was with God. But then the Word took on flesh and came down here. Okay, and that's God in the flesh. So it can't be the God that you really despise in the Old Testament. He's the same guy. He's the exact same guy. Jesus is God in the flesh. Okay, so let's kind of get that understanding there. You said lovely nature. That's what you said. Jesus is lovely nature. I remember now. Oh, and let's deal with these mythical gods. Now, this is I find very interesting. I think you have some misinformation kind of going on about which god and things like that were here first. But I just want to let you know that every Greek mythology, Sumerian mythology, all of that stuff is variations and watered down Fred Dollar General store versions of the Bible. Um, and that's just that. None of them really declare to be Alpha and Omega. There's only one God who does that. Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. There's one eternal God, and even those gods knew that. They acknowledged God as the ultimate God. I'm reminded of the three Hebrew boys. They were somewhat being forced to worship um, Baal. And is that what I want to refer to? That might take too long. No, let's do that one. How about Daniel? And he was actually put to, yeah, this is more like it. Daniel being put to the test of real true gods, which one is. And you know, uh, he asked these guys, uh, to demonstrate their God's power. And it says to, call on your gods for whatever, and they did that, and nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened. And well, Daniel did the same thing, and Daniel got results. Okay, so with that being said, it's kind of like this. It's kind of ridiculous to really make an attempt to discredit God's existence. Excuse me, one more time. Check that's my sister. Um, God is real. Okay, that's just it. Um, is there anything else I want to add? I don't think so. Um, Even Lucifer, which is not Satan, you know, uh, acknowledged the fact that God is ultimate. He says that I will exalt my throne above yours, knowing and understanding that you are the Almighty. You're Elohim. Okay, you are omnipotent, all power, the source of power. Lucifer himself. Now, this is a particular spirit that I feel like unconsciously can kind of seep into you, because this Babylonian spirit actually is one that deep down inside it knows that God is ultimate, but it's one that is very intelligent and feels that it could surpass, you know, uh, surpass God, and just pretty much outsmart God, and pretty much have an establishment, a world without God. Well, it's not possible. It wasn't possible then. There's no functioning properly without God. All Babylonian kings, King Nebuchadnezzar, Lucifer himself, which was a Latin name that was actually used to describe a Babylonian king, Caesar, they all failed. But the Tower of Babel, I mean, all of those were attempts to pretty much surpass and supersede God's authority and his idea, and they all failed. So I would hate to see that type of thing take place in your life. Um, so I mean, just acknowledge and know that God is real, and that's not. It appears to me that maybe you have experienced something in a particular church at an early age, and maybe you were hurt by something, and uh, maybe you have prayed, or you depended on you were looking for God to do something about it, and you weren't properly educated on how to communicate and pray to God, and you just pretty much turned your back on Him. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I'm actually feeling. Um, but anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Um, I think you're a nice lady, even though you drink a lot, But I think you're a really nice person, and I mean, you're smart, you're intelligent. So instead of trying to find things to support the way you feel, I would really love to see you um, just go for the truth. Just go for the truth. You know, Try to find out what the truth is instead of finding supporting facts that will support the way I truly feel and the way I believe. You're smarter than that. Okay. Well, as I always say, until next time, God keep you and God bless you.